Hello there, tarot friends. I did not try the countdown timer today because I came in here just on time and last week I couldn't get it to work anyway. So I will have to look more into that later and see if I can figure it out. Haven't forgotten about it, but just wanted to let you know. Good morning, Jamie. Sip, sip. Yes, my first sip happening right here. And Regina's here. Hello. I still have my witchy decks out from last time. So I need to find a place where they can set. My little side of my reading table area is getting filled back up again. But again, not like it was before because now all of the extra stuff in this room is out, except for my bag from Traverse City, which I still haven't unpacked. I mean, just the clean clothes are left in there and the bag is still sitting here, and one bag of books that was in my old car. So that's kind of a lie, but I'm just telling you so I can be accountable to myself that I do have 2 extra things in here. But aside from that, all I need to do is get this stuff into a home on the shelf. So I must say, we'll just chat for a minute before we get started, that I have gotten a couple new things, but we're going to save them. I think I might hop on tomorrow and do our casual chat because this coming Friday it's holiday weekend here, but I have my baby appointment Friday. And do you want to know what is crazy about that? Is that this Friday will be my last, like right now, you just go once a month for your appointments. And after this weekend, after Friday, then I go back every 2 weeks until the baby gets here. We're already at that point. This coming Saturday marks 3rd trimester kickoff for me. It's crazy. Okay. So some things that we will probably talk about tomorrow. We'll move our casual Friday to Wednesday. You heard it here. My Wild Unknown Pocket edition came in and it's super cute. Sacred Creators Oracle that I got on sale for $10 from Hay House sale. I actually ordered 4 of those. Those are going to be like my tribe gifts, me and my and 3 of my friends in the Good Vibe tribe, right? But don't worry, we don't ignore a shadow or anything like that, trust me. But anyway, we just kind of take turns randomly. There's no like schedule or set structure, but we'll just randomly buy each other like a tribe gift just when we're able. It's not like a thing that we have to do, dues to pay or anything. But I haven't gotten us a tribe gift in a while, so I figure what is better than a $10 Hay House deck, Sacred Creators no less, which I've seen a little bit of like walkthrough before, but I've never owned or anything like that. I think there's like an OG edition that's like worth some bucks, right? But anyway, those 2 things are already sitting on my table. I believe I got a notification that my mini Antiquities of Magic is here because I was clearing Max's notifications on the screen and it's like Amazon Fire, his little screen. And I think it said like Antiquities, blah, blah, blah. How did we do? So it's maybe in the mailbox already. Anyway, good morning, Diane. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, it does shuffle so well. I was playing with it just for a little bit last night. I actually already opened it. Is that crazy or what? So let me move some stuff around here. I still have 1 deck out. I have the Oracle deck out from Divination Station still. I have the numerology cards out from Gerald's birthday when I pulled a card from that. So I'm starting to like slowly stack up my little things again. So here's Abyss and everything's okay. Sorry about the noise. Sorry, corner rounders. You're like the one little organized part of my table left. Ghosty sticker that was sitting over here still. I need to get glue so I can put these little Kelly glitters into a book. But anyway, I actually need to pull these stamps out. I ordered Christmas cards yesterday. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it this year because of money. And I'm like, no, I found enough codes and I can do it. And I just found some stamps. So I'm going to set those aside. Thanks for organizing with me. And now we've made it down to archetypes, except for it's already out. My goodness. Okay. So how are you all doing on this lovely Tuesday? I have a meeting later for work, like 2 to 3:30, I think. So Max is going to get an afternoon video break, which he usually gets 2, but like not that long. But hopefully it's okay. It should be fine. I'm getting like sunned out again. It's been so sunny on my video days lately. Why am I shuffling? Tarot people problems. Also, if any of you were in Justin's live with Mary Kate Greer last night, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I was there for a while and I was just in chat was talking about how I was just sitting here trying to figure out my only 10 decks VR for Katie Flowers. And I really don't know if I can do it. I think I'm going to make myself just like as an exercise, right? Like it's not, I'm not one of these people that's like, wow, it was easier than I thought. Like Shauna said, I surprised myself with how easy it was for me. And I'm like, that is awesome. But that is not what's happening over here. And Robin said that he had struggled to come up with 10. You know, so there's people like all over on the spectrum. And they're so fun to watch. And that's why I want to do it, because I think, well, if I really was like under the gun about it and I had to pick, like, you know, maybe people want to know what I would pick. So I'm just trying to think of it in that perspective and not like being so attached that I can't even decide. But it is really hard. I love all the decks I have, and I should say I like all of the decks I have, and I love some and I'm in love with some. And the amount that I'm in love with is probably like 50, right? Like must-haves. And so that's why it's very hard for me to do 10. Like I keep looking back here. Like I'll be out working and I'll just be thinking, okay, these two for sure, that Oracle. I'm like, come on, you can make 10. And I have so many drafts of like 10. And then I'll forget about it, finish my work day, make dinner, whatever. I'll like be in the shower. And then I'm like, shit. I'm like, what about Moonlight Tarot? Like I have to have that as my soul deck, right? And then I'll walk by the tarot room and I'll see Tarot of Shadows in here. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to have that. And so then that goes on the mental list. And then a few days later, I go back to the draft. And then I'm like, well, 16 is not 10. This is what happens. I've done this like 3 times. Okay. Anyway, just some community chat about my struggles with the VR. You know, it's just tough. So we are looking for the castle and the box, which is interesting because we had the village and the empty room last week. So they're sort of similar, I think. I mean, the castle is definitely like a different thing than the village, but it's just going to be interesting to see how these two read compared to last two, the two from last week. The castle. There's one. And then the box. So that I feel like is more similar to the empty room than castle is to the village, but you get me, right? There's still this, you know, a castle can be about like isolation or like, should you leave the castle? Like the same kind of thing with the village, even though the village is more expansive. Anyway, just interesting for us to think about. Where are you? Oh my goodness. Okay. That one's so pretty. That one's so pretty. Is it honestly the last one or did I miss it and we get to do this fun thing again? Arrows, the seed, the mother, the judge. Okay. Well, we're going to look again here. I have found one but not the other. Tuesday. Oh, so the other things that I have coming, Art History of Past Lives workbook showed up, but the deck has not. I ordered them from different places. And so that is a thing that might be here by tomorrow. I don't really know. But just some potential things we might look at tomorrow while we Friday chat on Wednesday. This is crazy. There it is. Okay. Sorry, friends. Sorry. Hope you're enjoying your coffees. I've like already stuffed myself with Eggos this morning. Delicious. Like blueberry Eggo waffles are so good. Like I love Eggos. Like I'm 7. I just do. I found the perfect setting on our newish toaster. Like I didn't have them for a while because I just wasn't feeling it, I guess, or I was lazy or too lazy to make Eggos. But you know what I mean. Sip, sip. That's good. The coffee to video timing worked out really well today. But yeah, I had 2 blueberry Eggo waffles. I mean, I say stuffed myself. Yesterday I had 4 and like a big glass of orange juice. So picture of health once again. Where is our book? And then we can actually get started. Here it is. So close to me that I almost couldn't see it. Oh, Jamie says no coffee yet, but I can smell it, she says. Yay. Almost Jamie's coffee delivery time. Okay, so our first one is the castle. And I'm just going to show you. So I don't know if the like little bejeweled bit, like, is that a mouth? I don't really know. Or is it not? But anyway, I love the green. I love the pearls and the rose and everything around it. I'm just not quite sure. Oh, it's an eye. It's an eye. Okay. So it's a closed eye with like some eyeshadow, like pretty dark in places. And then like the bejeweled part is like the base of the eyelashes. That's what it is. I can kind of see better now. So it's a closed eye with like, yeah, good job, Jamie. I haven't used this deck for readings in maybe a couple months, which I was using at the beginning of this series. I was using it a lot. And now just, I guess, based on the readings that I'm offering for clients and stuff, I've like shifted away. Even though this I was using for myself, but now I'm using the decks I'm using for clients for myself as I go through the different readings. So it's just been a while since I've used this one, but yes, this is an eye. And I don't really know if this has come up for me. So anyway, there you go. A closed eye with a little bejeweled base at the lashes. And then that makes this like kind of cool because that's like lashes then, right? I mean, it can be, it's abstract, but it makes me think of like the eye open then. Okay, so let's have a little story time and see what we can learn about the castle. The palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home, or position that project the image of achievement while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times, we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. Notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there is a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. So that's like going out into the village, right? If this card appears with the king, the queen, or the maiden, know that you've entered into long-standing family dynamics that include property and power. Sip, sip. I'm hoping next Tuesday I can do another list of references because I really want to get to the point where I'm like linking the cards that she mentions all together in like groupings, because I think that part of this is so cool. So anyway, I probably won't have time today because of that afternoon meeting and the stuff I have to do in between. But anyway, just something to look forward to. When light, visiting your throne of power. When dark, stuckness, depression, spells, and walls. To go deeper, Rachel Whiteread's House and Peter Bruegel's The Tower of Babel. So there you go. The box. Beautiful watercolor behind, some kind of little star or supernova burst type thing in the very center. And then these sort of like maddening, dizzy lines in the box, in the square. The cage, the rules, the norm. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now made of some type of confining thought. What is it? The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of its multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Joyous. Keep going, break through. An exquisite life requires it. Moving outside of the box is exhilarating and expansive, but destabilizing. Others will wonder what you are doing and why. You will too. This is part of the process. Everything within the box is known. Everything outside the box is unknown. That is why it is more comfortable to stay within its walls. Choose freedom. When light, structure, order, coherence, logic. When dark, limitation, rigidity, judgment, fear. To go deeper, Richard Serra, one ton prop, House of Cards. Okay. So I just am kind of seeing. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So I think next week we'll do 3. And then the following week we'll do 2, and that will lead us out of places and into the tools. So 3 for next week. I'm just saying that again so I remember. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. Sip, sip, everyone. Okay. So here's what we looked at. Yeah, all those levels and lines. It was kind of obvious when she said once you break through one, that like when you break through one, then another presents itself. It's like we know that, right? But then hearing that and seeing this, it's like, oh yeah, like that's part of our work, right? To like our life's work, I mean, to do, to break through those, if that's something we choose to do. Mel, hello. Thank you for hanging out with us. I actually have finished reading both cards. Today was one of those days where I did not start off rambling about other things and other decks. But we are still going to hang out for a while. So I'm going to show you and Lori the cards we went over today. The castle and the box, and it's backwards because of StreamYard. Okay. So the castle and the box. And the castle is a lot about not staying in. Oh, Jamie's coffee's coming. Happy coffee delivery. The castle is about knowing that that's a lofty goal to attain, right? It's really decadent and seductive and all these things, but she was talking about the walls being cold and shadowy and keeping things out. And so while castles are gorgeous and awesome and they promise all of these amazing things and riches, that it's easy then to be stuck in that space. And it made me think about like fours being the number of home. But something I always talk about for people when a four comes up is that we don't want to stay in that space too long. Find your resting space, be secure, and kind of rest and rejuvenate, but don't stay there too long, kind of thing. Don't stay in the confines of the house, whatever that is, for too long. So that reminds me of that. And of course, a castle is a type of house. And then the box is talking about social constructs and confines that we put around ourselves, or that society or whoever, just the way of the world as it is today, that each one of these lines is another box to break through, right? And then when you get out of it, then there's freedom. But so those are kind of the two ideas that we are talking about today. So we are going to draw. So there's a little general recap, and we will draw. We're going to stick with Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Torian and the Topwitch Oracle. All of our boys are gone today. Chris sent me a message and said he wasn't going to be here, but I know it's my fault for just blabbing too much usually, but we could blame it on them if we wanted. We could say that they're like too rowdy and distracting, and oh God, I sound like a Christian school or something. Anyway, ignore me, but just to be funny, we could say that we were done with cards at 9:23 because the boys were gone today. Sip, sip. Anyway, I'm just being silly. I don't mean that. Okay, so there are the cards, and let's do a tarot and an oracle like we did last week. I just posted last week's readings for these in the group last night. I took the picture right as we did it, so I'm like, I can post this right away, and then I didn't. I'm so silly. But I got a lot going on over here. Oh, Mel says, I just got up and haven't drawn any cards yet, but I needed to hear this about staying in too much. Well, I'm glad that you heard something that is helpful. Yeah, get out of our walls a little bit. However minor or major that next box is, right? I've got just rings everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's think about the castle and the box. So for our castle, like an energy, I just leave these neutral, like the energy that's going to help us or the energy that might be another obstacle, right? Just an energy we need to be aware of when we're thinking about the concepts of the castle. and one for the box as well, an energy that we need to keep in mind when working with the box. Cool. That's perfect. Okay. I'm glad I mentioned fours. I should always mention what I'm thinking about because then it comes up. So the castle, we got the Two of Cups. So maybe outside of the walls, well, there's connection, right? She was talking about outside of the walls, there's community and connection and things that will revitalize you. So that's a pretty obvious motivation, whether it's all lovey and romantic like this or not, right? The Two of Cups, I do typically read Two of Cups more romantic than I read like the Lover's card as a rule. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Leaving the castle brings us this kind of connection and this, integration. So that's beautiful. So she says. So then with the box, we have the Five of Swords, which works as that like shaken up energy. Like the five is either something is disrupted or changing or something needs to be disrupted and changed. And I kind of like that this person, like there's not really action here, right? He's got like this butterfly in a jar. And so it's still this has like a really four energy to it. And it's like, he's not shaken up yet, but this is something I also would say a lot in readings, that sometimes five is the rut, like the disruption isn't happening yet, but it needs to, right? A lot of times if we're thinking about that progress from the Ace to 10, it's like, wow, I've come this far. But then you look ahead and it's like, oh, I still have the exact same amount to go. And I feel like I've done so much. Like that kind of energy comes up with a five a lot for me. And so I like that this one is showing that stuckness, right? That it's like, okay, it's time to go, right? Like this person is in the box, right? They're just sitting there, and maybe not making the best choices and maybe not being super productive. So yeah, it's like, this is just a picture of what's going on inside the box, but this is also our message to move, right? It's time to get out. No matter what you do, if you go outside for 15 minutes and just stand in front of your door, like, I don't know if you have a yard or you don't have a yard or you have a sidewalk or just something, right? If you just tell yourself, well, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just get some fresh air, if it's hot or cold or whatever, just do what you can to do that, because just that is revitalizing. I mean, just the fresh air, right? If we sit in the house too long, it's just not, whether that's metaphorical or like right now, I think probably literal for a lot of people. Diane says, or stay inside the castle with your lover. Shocking, aren't I? Just being silly. But that was really my first thought, that, the seduction that she's talking about in the castle isn't just that, but I mean, that's usually part of it, right? She's talking about a princess being asleep in here. So it's like, a part of what lures the princess there is often, especially considering tradition, is that, the prince is in there. So no, you're not off. You're not off track. But because I drew it after, I'm saying leave. But these cards are open for you all to interpret. I'm still in bed, curled up in the dark with a dog, a cup of coffee, and you guys. See, sometimes it's very good to be in the home. Silly is good. Yes. Mel says, I do love my house and home, but it's confining now too. Yes. Lori says, hi, Regina. Hold on. My computer is being, I don't know what. I just make myself worse in the light though somehow. Oh. I like those two together, the Five of Swords in the box. Yeah, that's a good one, right? And then maybe we can use those swords, those intellectual bits of prowess to get outside, to break through the boxes. Yeah? Look, there's another layer. Okay, so now let's see what our Zane card is in my beautiful lantern pouch. It's the Vanna White show. Okay. All happy and it's little. Oh, yes. I just want to show you the whole experience of taking these cards out of a Kelly bag. Okay, so then, oops, an oracle, an energy that that usually ends up being like an outcome for us. An outcome if we follow the advice of the tarot cards that we got here. Diane says, when you use your archetypes for divination, do you also use them with another deck? Sometimes I do. It's about half and half. So sometimes I like to just use that if I'm using the spread that I love in that book, and I can't think what it's called right now, but I'll look in a moment. But you separate the selves, the places, the tools, and the initiations into 4 piles, and then you shuffle those independently and pull one of each of those 4, and it answers like who, what, where, when type of thing. And I like to use those for like past life questions that I have for myself. So when I do that, I usually don't use another deck, but if I'm doing almost any other kind of reading with it, I do. And then it would usually be that another deck is sort of the base, and then the archetype is the add-on. There, I answered that pretty well. I feel like sometimes I stumble all around, but okay, an energy for the outcome for the castle and 2 of cups and the box and 5 swords. They're way up here. This is so funny. I wish Zane were here. Because look at, no, this is backwards. Joy, which marijuana plant's not going to be joy for everyone, but I think this reads loud and clear if we are looking at the creator's intentions, because that is joy to Zane. It also matches our castle really nicely. And if you get outside, you can like find a connection and some weed. Look at that. But I just mean, whatever that joy is to you, is outside the walls of the castle. Look at that. Okay, Jamie says, I love those cards in your hands. Well, thank you. We went over how beautiful your necklace is. Well, not today. We haven't. But yes, this is I have other necklaces in here too, but I felt like it was a good day for this. This is my wearable crystal grid from Jonathan Daly. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. This is a rose quartz scully. This is the first scully I've ever had, actually. Oh, but there we go. There's a lot of sun coming in right now. Yeah, it's going to be this way. It's better, and I don't need that then. But my skin is still pale, so yes, I do. So this is a rose quartz, and then there are lots of, there's blue tiger's eye, I have to take it off to look at it. But I do have a video. Jonathan created this while he was a guest on my channel, actually. So it's like me chatting and Jonathan working, and then you see the progress as it's going. So there's a blue tiger's eye. There is Larimer, little bit of smoky quartz, I think. The green is not preonite. I think it's aventurine. The other blue, it's not lapis. Why don't I ever remember this? It's something else. There's some moonstone in it. I know what that is. Sodalite? I did not name mine. But here you can see, so these light blue ones are the Larimer. I think this is maybe Sodalite. These are Blue Tiger's Eye, some Moonstone Aventurine, I believe, and Smoky Quartz up here. And my Rose Quartz. Yeah, I did not name it. Yeah, but I super love it. It's really amazing. Jonathan will connect with your guides, ancestors, spirit side, whatever, to help in the decision making. I gave him, I think, 3 or 4 keywords of what I wanted this necklace to help me do or provide. Peace, calm, things like that, to kind of bring me down into a calm space. It's like an anti outburst necklace, basically. Oh, there's one of our guys. Justin Michael is here. Good morning. Diane's asking what name. And then Lori says, did you color the archetypes? The archetype round card. I don't know what you mean. I've colored some of the backs. That was supposed to be part of this project, but I have way fallen off the wagon with that. So none of these are colored, but I will show you a couple of other ones in a moment. So then our another really perfect card came up. I know you can hardly imagine it, but for the box and the 5 of Swords, we got peace. So we start in the box. The 5 of Swords reminds us that we're still not really moving. We're still not doing the thing we know we need to do. So use those swords as intellectual prowess. That's one of my favorite ways to say it, to help get out of all of those boxes. And then we find peace. And I love that there's like a circle, right? Like a bonfire or something. And so we get out of the square into a circle in this wide open space. Isn't that just beautiful? Look how well this all works together. Oh, you know. So I'm going to take a picture right this moment because it just takes so much longer if I don't. And then it could be another week instead of me just posting it today like I should. Oh, goodness. My stack, my dragon's hoard of bracelets. Let's move this out of the way. And then we have the castle, the 2 of cups, and joy. I'll take the picture now, and I hopefully will remember before next week. Get the words in. Snap. Okay. Basically. So this Oracle deck, yes, so the Peace card is not the Zany Tarot, but is the Topwitch Oracle. So also by Zane Hughes, also available on Make Playing Cards. I have the original version with the fall leaves on the back. There is a new back. So if you go to order, just make sure you're looking, whichever one indicates it's like the original. Like if you do like the revised, it doesn't show them. But if you do the revised or like second edition of Topwitch Oracle, it has different backs. So if you want these backs, get the original first edition. So this is the Topwitch Oracle, available on Make Playing Cards, and it's really beautiful. I love this Oracle deck. It's just a photo, a keyword, and it's very balanced, right? In terms of light, dark, gray, in between, like all of this thing. It's just, you know, it's really great. Oh, and we've summoned him. There is Zane. Zane, I'm going to show you what we got today. Diane says, or I'm sorry, Jamie says to Diane, I use mine in ritual, so I won't give her name in chat, but I could do a story in the Facebook group. Are you in there? That is nice. In Blue Crescent Tarot Room, yes, Diane is there. Zane's here. We've summoned him. Okay. My tarot cards bring all the boys to the yard. Like, that's what I should start singing. We were talking about you guys that you weren't here today. It was a girls only club, but we're happy to have you. So we had the castle. And then the castle was about not being trapped in those walls too long and like leaving the castle walls to see what you find. And we find evidently connection, which the book mentions, and joy. So look, there's our first. Oh, I'm backwards again to you. I'm sorry. This is the order. Okay, so that was our first one. We just wanted you to see. Oh, and Diane says, by the way, I saw a few people taking delivery of their Sacred Bee Oracle. Ooh, today is Fibonacci Day, synchronicity. If you are not fans of Tool, you should check them out, especially the Lateralis album, because they use the Fibonacci sequence in their music making. So if that is something you're interested in, be amazing. Yes. Mel says, I will leave my castle wall shortly to get my trash to the curb. There you go. Yes, don't they look so amazing together? This keeps happening like every week. These cards look great with everything. Diane says, yes, she's there. Yay, Fibonacci. Sip, sip. Let's do another one. And then the other one's really beautiful too. Let me see if I can do it the right way this time. So the next one was the box and about breaking through the confines of the box. The many, many layers of it. So we got the box, the Five of Swords, and peace. So even though this Five of Swords is not very active and it's still just sitting there, I was talking about how I loved that because that's what I would read that as a lot for my clients, that the five, you might not feel the action or drama or disruption yet because you're not doing it. Like that disruption or change needs to happen. So this is a push to get that going, and then we make it to peace. So there you go. Amazing. And we did our picture. So I'm going to put these back. The peace card is so gorgeous. Mel says, I'm loving the archetype deck with the pocket size too. Oh, I haven't done that yet, but that would be amazing. I would put like 4. I would do, I think most like indigenous / Native American cultures use primarily the same like directions and meanings, but like I would do like the Cherokee directions and in 4 cards around an archetype card. That would be cool. That's what I would do with that. Yeah, Zane says, wow, it's amazing how they all work together. I really need to start using multiple decks together. Like, it's honestly my favorite thing. I've said it so many times, but Fibonacci sequence. So it's a mathematical, natural, spiritual pattern in numbers, I guess. And it basically starts like in the center, like a little square. And then it like spirals out and kind of looks like a big shell. What song in particular? Black and White. Oh, I see. In my infancy. Hold on, one of my favorite songs ever. I'm a super Tool fan, but I don't remember the names to each song. But I think it is Lateralis because it talks about like swinging on the spiral. Hold on. Are all I see? Yes. Okay. So if you look up Lateralis by Tool. The music and the words are composed in such a way that fit the Fibonacci sequence. Do, 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 do. Anyway, and it's a really beautiful song. I think about life like it's a life song to me. So anyway, check that out. And like Lori posted above, like with a flower, and like it shows up in nature over and over again too. The shape and the pattern and all of that. So that's that. Where's the box? Okay, I'm moving my head around too much. Okay, here's Zane's deck. Let's put this back in its pouch. Oh, okay. I have so many things going on. Look at it back in its happy little home. Slide it in. It's amazing. Okay. In the little lantern pouch. Boop, boop, boop. Which is awesome. Oh yeah, Mel says that sounds so cool and I love math. Well, there you go. I did a very loose definition of it, but hopefully that made sense. Yeah, that song. It's a good one. All the cards back to their little homes. So next week we will do 3. Then, boop, boop, boop. And then the final week of places we'll do 2, and then we'll be on to tools. Oh my gosh, I left 2 cards out of the Topwitch. We can't have that. Joy and peace back in your little homes, please. Excuse me, that hurt my back. Ugh. Oh yeah, Lori says, don't ever feel bad about wanting to learn. Yeah, there's lots I don't know. So I just happen to know that. And the only reason I know that is because of Tool. So for whatever that says. Fibonacci was an Italian guy who discovered a series of numbers that appears everywhere in nature. It is wild. Google Fibonacci or the golden mean. Yes, thank you, Lori. So yeah, that's that. 9:48. Okay, we probably will just wrap up here, start our goodbye process. I know that today is it's Tuesday. It's typically Jonathan Daly Day. I don't know offhand what he has going on, but do check out Jonathan Daly Tarot. Is that his channel name? Why don't I know? Oh. Anyway, ouch. And then Gerald and tomorrow's Jen are on 4 p.m. my time doing a deck casual for the Wild Unknown. So there you go. Oh, fractals. I love that word. Okay. So anyway, those are the things I know offhand. Jonathan Daly probably at like, I don't know, 1:32, 2:30. I can't really remember anymore. And I have a meeting today at 2, so I may not be there if he is on. Gerald at 4. If anyone else has anything going on, if you missed Justin's live with Mary Kay Greer last night, I need to go back and watch the end of it because I had to tap out for dinner stuff, but that was amazing. So please check that out. What else? Regina Tarot has, as always, Zodiac by month tarot readings up on her site, along with her wirecrafting tutorials, lots of deck walkthroughs, all organized like in a playlist, so you can go check out some of those things. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, the hashtag only 10 decks is still happening. A lot of people are jumping onto that bandwagon. Chris went over the aces in Mary L study group on Sunday, and the other, I don't know if he's doing Thursday this week because of Thanksgiving. I haven't heard, and I wasn't able to go to the Mary L group Sunday. I never can. So anyway, check out Elemental Cartomancy for Marielle Study Group videos and lots of other things. I think that's all I have for right now. If I'm leaving anything or anyone out, please. Oh, check out Diane's channel, Wood Thrush Cottage, posted the other day some tarot cases, I think they're being called. A little collaboration work with someone else in the chat. I'm going to leave it dangling so you go check it out. So check out Diane's page to see her channel, to see what she's been up to lately. And yes, tomorrow is going to be our casual Friday. Okay, I'm going to jump back on tomorrow morning. We'll call it 9 o'clock. I will be here for a little show and tell of things that have been receiving lately, and we'll just play around a little bit. So I think that's it. Thank you for reminding me. Diane and Jamie see me tomorrow. Yes. Oh, don't be sorry. Fractals using the golden ratio is unlike any other fractal. So fractals can have the golden ratio. See, now you're above me, so feel free to share away. I love it. Glad I made it in at least to say hi. Yes, we were so happy to have you. Thank you so much for hanging out, Zane, and for your beautiful deck. Yay! Regina says you will be with me while I make halushki. Is that how I say that? So exciting. All right, bye kids. Have a happy Tuesday. I love you lots.